Seema, you shared some quotes from Kama Sutra on your Instagram page, one of which spoke about the importance of hearing your partner's voice and the jokes and the conversations. Tell us more about voice and importance of voice during this.
Again, 2,000-year-old book, so forward thinking. So it says that when you come together to make love, I mean, today what happens is you kind of, okay, your partners come in from outside, you sit down, you say, all right, we will start. There's no understanding that your brain is elsewhere and how much of a shift your brain needs from your day's work to where you need to be, ideally, to be able to feel what you're supposed to be feeling. So it says that before you have sex, the idea is that it talks in terms of stories, but it says you have to tell each other either naughty or gossipy stories. Okay. And I love the fact that it says that, so the idea is, the basic premise is that you have to make your partner go, no. It drops your inhibitions. It says gossip between partners is so important because two things. When you're playing tash and when you're gossiping, you lose track of time. You forget the world. So it's like, okay, share either naughty or gossipy stories. And this kind of gets you more aroused. When you giggle together, it gets you more in the mood. It makes you go from this space mentally to this space where you need to be. But it says that after you make love, it is equally important to have conversations. So that time you share beautiful, sweet stories of people who got together and were happy. And again, talking about it in totally modern terms, how all of us remember an event, any event, is either from the peak or from how it finished. So you go for a cricket match and the best chakka in the game is what you will go and talk about, right? In the same way, when you make love, it's very seldom that a woman will have an orgasm during penetration. It is very seldom that a woman can manage that. So the rest of it is pleasurable and it's great, but you don't remember that mellow pleasure. You'll remember how it finished. How you finish. At the end of it, when you finish beautifully with this little chat, with the cuddle, that's what you will remember. That's what will bring you back to that person's arms more quickly. I don't know about, I'm going to share a personal thing over here with you that, I have discovered that, like even when I'm super busy, I travel a lot for my work and so on. I know that what I always take back are those really intimate, nice moments when we finish. My husband and I, we lie together. And the bond that I feel with him at that point is what makes me say, damn, I've got to make this half an hour schedule, but I want this before that. You know what I mean? It literally is that closeness which will take you back. So I think that
And then the entire pressure and hype about orgasm or no orgasm is out of the window because it's just a good experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's what you remember, it's what makes you feel good. And sometimes it's also just that at that point, the conversations are so mellow. We're not fighting. This is the time of year where I do my tax returns. My husband is my accountant. He's a pain in the neck. He doesn't understand the double tax because, I live in the UK and we have to do this thing called double tax if I am earning here and there. And I keep saying, yeah, let's get an accountant. And he's like, no, I can do this. So it drives us mad. We fight. But in our lovely little afterglow conversations, he's so gentle, he'll say, never mind, I'll do this. Don't worry. I encourage this more at this time of year. Should we just have sex, darling? So yeah, even my accounts become easier.
So I think that brings me to one other thing I read in my research on Kama Sutra, which is how can a couple really bring quarrels and no joke into the bed and sort of use that to get better sex. There's some mention on
lovers quarrels
that it's a lot, yeah. And also, a couple need not just have good chemistry, but the no jokes can also be a positive thing.
Absolutely. So again, our society puts a certain kind of boundary or certain periphery or certain rules around relationships. So, what is your role as the wife? What is the role of the man as the husband? How you are supposed to, I mean, let's be real. We don't like this idea, but society does fit a woman into a certain space where you're listening, you're doing, you're being the good person, you're not arguing, you're not nagging. So, Kama Sutra says that relationships, also because of all our boundaries and all our rules, can fall into a lot of monotony and they can become boring. And gradually, monotony is the first way to kill a relationship off. So it says that all couples must fight regularly, maybe once a month, not too regularly. You fight where you, and it says that this is where you drop all this thing of, not that kind of thing. It's an all out fight. Go for it. And it says that in this, the woman has to have the tantrum and the man has to do the making up. So the woman can do anything. She can shout, scream, break things, throw things at him, kick him, whatever. Like, it's up to her. So it says that the woman can do anything. The man's job is to make up. And he can't say, acha theek hai, ek bari sorry bol diya, come on now, how many times? No, he has to keep going till she is ready to forgive him.
And put in effort.
Now, two reasons for this. One is that it says that the boundary for the woman here is that she can do whatever she wants, but she can't run out of the house. She can go as far as the door, but she cannot run out. One, because if she runs out and he doesn't follow her immediately, phir uski badi cut ho jayegi, it shifts the balance of power. And the other is that you're supposed to finish with make-up sex. So the term used here is that he will bring her feet to his head, or he will put his head on her feet. It doesn't mean that he's jhukoing to, that again was one of the metaphors for lovemaking. Because there's a very popular position where the woman is underneath, but feet are here on the man's shoulders. And, again, lovemaking at that point, we're talking about looking at it as a thing of beauty. You would do your full shringhar, as opposed to saying, wash my makeup off, get into an old nightie, turn the lights off. Here you're saying this is very special. So you do your full shringhar to make love. And you'd have alta under your feet. And when you had your feet here on the man's shoulders, the alta would come off on his forehead, which no matter how hard you try, it doesn't come off very easily. So you saw a man with a little bit of alta, you knew exactly what he had been doing. And that becomes a metaphor for lovemaking. So, when you say he took her feet to his head, it's when you are lovers. So it says that he must take her feet to his head. So you finish with make-up sex. So that is really, really important. But the reason that they have done this as the allocation of who has the tantrum, who does the making up, one is it gives the woman that chance every now and then to get this out of her system. But also, it says that the way women are made, if she feels that somebody has made such an effort to manau her, she will love that person back 10 times over. The man's psyche doesn't look at it in the same way. If somebody has taken that long to manau him, he takes it as more of a regular kind of thing. So the benefit of this comes more if it's this way around.